us where they are. So, you so refreshingly said to us just now, me, just me, just me, just me, just me. You emphasize just me, just me, just me, because you are beginning to gain your sense of control over just me, just me, just me. But then you did what you almost always do. You turned your attention on the other 700 fireflies. And when you turn your attention upon the 7 other fireflies and you're in the vortex, then not only does that feed you and feed them, but the entire universe expands just a little bit, which is what happens there. But if you turn your attention upon them when they're not there, then there's a backlash that makes you then want to try harder. So this conversation is about finally understanding that it is in the not trying that you get it done. You said, I don't know why I had a boombox in the elevator. And I don't know why the people that congregated there did. And I don't know why, in other words, the universe orchestrated it. It wasn't my doing. It was an idea that I had and I just followed through on it. But it led to a euphoria that you could not have orchestrated if you had tried. In other words, you can't manufacture it. You can't even manufacture it having a leading edge conversation with source energy right here at the culmination of the most magnificent leading edge cruise that has ever existed in all existence of time. In other words, you can't even orchestrate it here and now. The boombox in the elevator was better than this, you say. Because you weren't trying. You weren't trying to make it happen. The universe orchestrated it. You just lined up with it, you see. There are so many boomboxes and so many elevators that are out there waiting to rendezvous with all of you, you see. And we want you to just not try so hard to measure your progress, but instead, just do as you did and revel in it when it comes, you see. You see, you've done enough work, all of you have done enough work. You've done enough work, you've done enough focus, you've sifted through enough contrast to put enough into your vortex to keep yourself busy for 20 or 30 or 40 lifetimes. In other words, there's not more that you need to do in order to have the expansion that you came for, but there will be more coming. Now is the time of lining up with what's there. It's time to begin relaxing in the knowledge of your worthiness. This is the thing that we wish for all of you. It's the thing that we feel has progressed most in you, just in these short days that you all have been together. Your sense of rightness, your sense of worthiness, your sense of wholeness is clearer now than it was before. There isn't anything for you to do. There are no marks on the chart, and there is no measurement other than the feeling of joy. It's a feeling of abiding contentment and satisfaction that comes. And now, for you and many others like you, you stand as we do in the vortex, feeling your greatest joy as you welcome others in. Because you now know how to get in anytime you want to, you see. So you're not the cheerleader that cheers them in. You're the magnet that draws them in. Because one who's connected to the stream is more powerful than millions who are not, you see.
Thank you. There was one or two of the things. There was a gentleman that was speaking up here, and we were in the elevator having our moment, and he and his wife and child walked in the elevator, and they first just stood back and went, what is this happening? I mean, music's blaring, we're dancing, and he stepped in. It's like, come to the light. Anyways, he stepped into the elevator and rode with us for about 5 floors and had an amazing experience. And his daughter just looked at us and reveled in it. He danced, and the wife was a little more cautious of what we were about. He turned out to be an Abrahamster. And the other day he came up to me, and this is, and you know, people think I'm shy, but people think I'm not shy. I'm really inward, introspective, and things happen out of inspiration, not about doing something. And he came up and he said, and this was a really touching moment for me, he goes, hello, mate. In his Australian accent said, you know, in the elevator, that was a really great experience for us. And he said, I really would like to hang out with you guys. I'm actually very shy. And so that gentleman who was out there who said that, come hang with us. We're, you know, as accessible. It was the most touching experience I had, and that only happens, I think, in the vortex. I mean, it doesn't happen other places. The other thing I want to ask about is the lady who was just up here. As soon as you called on her and came up, I got teary-eyed, and I don't know what that emotional ride was. Can you help me with that?
Well, describe the emotion that you were feeling.
First off,
You think you were relating to, what were you relating to?
acceptance, I think. I think that I'd seen her on the cruise, and I'd been saying, I want to have dinner with her. She seems interesting. I want to have dinner with her. She seemed different. And so when she got called upon, I was like, yes. I mean, physicality doesn't matter.
En Laat,
Sorry.
je bent me aan het afleiden.
Oh, dat wist ik niet. Ik moet even iets pakken.
Matter. I know that's what it was. So thank you for that.
Well, this is what we were just reflecting back to you, that you are most likely, now that you know how to go to the vortex anytime you want to,
Get my boot box.
you're going to get the majority of your kicks as you welcome others in. That's what teachers of teachers do. We just wanted to take this opportunity to have this conversation because you can't get invested in those that aren't in the vortex. The moment you notice they're not in, you're not in either. So it has to be about me, only about me, 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 about me, about me. Which is what you said, you see.
Yeah. Thank you.
Share.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I start with a rampage of appreciation?
You've got about that much time.
Thank you for your rampages this morning of waking up and getting on the disc, of make a match, which you just said with her, and these rampages that you just keep going off and are just amazing.
They're amazing because you're there. In other words, they're annoying to those not on the disc.
For sure. I haven't heard the usage of disc until now. I don't know if you've heard about it recently, but I love the word. And
The word, what word?
disc.
Well, we've called it a grid. It's your point of attraction. It flies. It's a flying grid disc. In other words, it's getting really out of hand. We're just reaching
It's getting better and better.
We're just reaching for ways for you to feel your point of attraction and understand the momentum of it and understand the power of influence that sort of momentum sweeps in and understand cooperative components. And so we're using as many words as we can find to give you a visual of this dynamic vibrational world in which you are living and that you are orchestrating.
It's a good word here. It's spinning, I guess. I don't know.
High flying. High flying, pure positive energy, resistance free, point of attraction. Yeah.